Hi, I'm Charles Band, and welcome to the Vidcast of August 7, 2013. I hope by now most of you know and have seen something about Full Moon Streaming, our soon-to-be launched new subscription movie site. And as I've talked about elsewhere, it's going to be, aside from the obvious, which is full moon movies, classic movies, premieres of movies, pieces of new films that no one will see, we have a component in there that will make this very interactive and super cool. But that's something I'll talk more about in about a week. I really want to tell you about TRANCERS, City of Lost Angels. Now, as again, many of you know, back in frickin' 1987-88, I shot a series. It was going to be a series called Pulse Pounders, 3 half-hour episodes made into one feature film. And they were sequels of what was very successful at that time for Empire Pictures. There was a sequel or a follow-up of sorts to our Reanimator film. It was an H.P. Lovecraft story called Evil Clergyman. As you know, we released this, we restored this last year, and we had an amazing premiere at Flashback Weekend in Chicago, and then a few months later we released it on DVD. And now for the last year we've been restoring TRANCERS, City of Lost Angels. And for next year we'll hopefully get to and complete Dungeon Master with Richard Mull. But talking about TRANCERS, as those of you who follow the series, back in '85 with Tim Thomerson and Helen Hunt, I shot the first TRANCERS. It did real well. It gathered quite a following, and so far no one's really ripped us off. I'm waiting for one day some time travel movie to center around someone who can put their consciousness into a future relative, and then we'll know where that came from. But in the meantime, TRANCERS has done well, and we made 5 feature-length sequels, of which the first 3 also starred Helen Hunt, who by then became very, very successful, but was cool enough to come back and do the series. Now what happened is, before we actually shot TRANCERS 2, right after pretty much TRANCERS 1, we decided to make Pulse Pounders, and we shot 3 half-hour episodes at a studio I owned at the time, outside of Rome, Italy, the ex-Dino De Laurentiis studios. And we had these 3 wonderful episodes shot. We had a rough cut on 35mm, and then the negative was lost. How and where, and I always pray one day it'll resurface. So for years, this is back before email, people would say, you gotta find it, it's awesome, how can you not have this material? But for 20 odd years, it was lost and nothing really existed, because the stage where we were at was we had shot it, we cut a rough assembly of the 35mm print, and that got, I guess, misplaced, and the negative got lost. And then what happened is last year we found a VHS copy made, again, 1988, of that assembly. So the source material was not great, VHS, full of splices and dirt because it was a 35mm print. And the plan was once a year we would take one of those episodes, spend a lot of time with some wonderful artists who in CGI would clean up, replace, get rid of the tape, and basically try to shape-shift this rough material into a finished episode. So we did that last year with Evil Clergyman. Turned out great. The premiere was awesome at Flashback Weekend in Chicago. And then we released it on DVD, primarily to the fans, in November of last year. Well, since then we've been working on TRANCERS, City of Lost Angels. And once again, this Friday, the 9th, it's going to premiere at Flashback Weekend. I'm very proud of the work. It's such a bizarre blast from the past, a movie that's, I guess, 25 years in the making, as weird as that sounds. But I think you guys will like it. And of course, for those of you who can't attend, 2 things to know. One is we're going to release it, because originally I wanted to do these episodes, these little short episodes, and I had a whole different plan. So we're actually going to release it on Full Moon Streaming in a few weeks. We're going to start with these 10-minute, sort of approximate 10-minute webisodes on our new streaming site. So we'll have a date of launch and when these webisodes will be available. So you'll see them first, as long as you're a subscriber and to the site, you'll see the 3 webisodes. And then eventually, probably sometime October, November, we'll come out with the DVD, which will also include scenes and sort of a documentary about the premiere that we're doing in Chicago this Friday. So that's the news on TRANCERS. Again, I'm so excited about this Full Moon streaming site, which you're going to hear a lot about next week, and we're going to launch later in August. So become part of that, because we are going to do things that no one's really seen before. And a final note, which is really interesting. Literally 2 days ago, we're going through our vaults. We're trying to find old material for a different project. And someone here found a tape of a trailer that we cut for Pulse Pounders in 1988 to go to a trade show. Now again, the material was from that very same work print, so it doesn't look so good, and it was never finished, and it's not slick, and there's sound effects missing, but as a sort of historical piece that's now 25 years old, we found it, and it's going to immediately follow all of my dialogue. So check out the trailer, or a rough trailer from 1988 to Pulse Pounders. Ciao.
Why are you doing this? What do you want?
Come journey into a terrifying world of darkness.
Think of this as a new experience.
From the ancient evils of the past.
A battle of sorcerers to amuse the princes of hell.
Through the haunted nightmares of the present.
Let me out!
He won't let you leave. He needs your soul. He's hungry for it.
To the unseen perils of the future.
That woman is a trained assassin. She's gone back to kill Jack Death.
You've run out of time.
As Empire Pictures presents 3 spellbinding tales of horror.
Kiss me! He only wants your soul.
No!
He's a sorcerer.
He's going to kill me.
You can have her soul, just let me have her body.
Shoot him, damn it!
You certainly have an unhealthy obsession with sex and death.
All together in a trilogy of terror.
You turn into something you never imagined you'd become.
Pulse Pounders.